doing well today. Happy Friday. I can't believe Friday's already here. Although I was calling yesterday Friday. No, I don't know what I was. This week has just been jacked up for me. The last 2 weeks, I have only been working 4-day weeks because we went to Adele 2 weeks before that, 2 weeks ago. And then we were in California the early part of this week. And then just whatever's going on here has got me all messed up too. We'll get to that in a moment. While folks are joining, coopedup.com is my website. You can visit that at any time. Cooperkoch.com also works to go to the same place. I'm Cooped Up is my handle in all the social places. Would love a follow wherever you watch, wherever you are. Instagram in particular would be great. And then wherever you watch or listen to this, it's on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, as well as rebroadcast in audio format on all of the major podcasting platforms. Be sure to click the bell right there, whatever it is, notification, subscribe button, whatever it is, so that you get notified anytime I have posted something new. Hey, Mama, how are you today? I've had better days. I'm not gonna lie. I woke up this morning at probably around, I'll say 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning with a splitting headache, like so bad that it actually woke me up from my sleep. And it was different than normal. Normally, when I have headaches, I have the headaches like that are like right behind the temple or like in my eye socket kind of, and it's usually on one side. It's usually on my left side, my right side only. And this morning's was just pressure all across my forehead and like down my nose, like right here, a little bit here too, but all through here. And I'm thinking it is a sinus headache. Because just the weather is changing. Wednesday night I was outside playing pickleball in shorts and a t-shirt. And today it is, like, what is it right now? It is 49 degrees in the DFW right now. So that is, and it's just dreary and cold and gross. And so I tried to kind of sleep it off this morning. So I woke up and got up, I drank a bunch of water. I took some Advil. And then I went to lay back down and then realized, this is also why I think it's a sinus thing. When I lay down, the flatter I lay, the more the pressure goes up. It's sort of like when you have a sinus thing and you go to pick up something and you bend down and it gets like, it all goes into your head. It kind of felt like that. So I had to kind of sleep sitting up, then had to get the kids off to school. Todd had an early morning this morning and wasn't able to do it because he's actually at the office today and he's going to be there tonight. They had a big launch of a new platform that they're selling tickets on or something like that. People are like, what did Todd do? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, duh, duh, duh. And they're like, it's so heartwarming to see how much you care about his career. Carrie always tells me that. So anyway, so then I got the kids off. I went to try to lay back down. And because I think half of this is just being tired also, just from waking up. So anyway, whatever. But I eventually was able to fall back asleep for a little bit, kind of sitting up in the bed. I COVID tested twice today. I did one this morning in front. Claire is so paranoid about that I'm going to have COVID. And I'm going to tell you, if I got COVID right now, I have earned every bit of COVID because I have been very, very, very active the last 2 weeks. I've been on 4 airplanes, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, countless dinners and lunches and work meetings and all kinds of stuff. So it would not have surprised me. And the only time I've had a headache worse than I had this morning was actually when I did have COVID the first time, I think, back in, that would have been August of 2021, maybe. Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right. Because I my first bout of COVID was the first week of school of the 21-22 school year. And my second bout of it was actually the very last week of school. But nothing is popping positive. I also ran the Navage machine through to rinse out my sinuses because I'm not really congested. I think I sound like it. I've got a little bit of runniness and all of that. But again, I think it's just, Joy, you caught me live. Hope you're doing well. I saw that in Albuquerque. Y'all have gotten some snow recently. And Eric is here too. We've missed you the last few days, Eric. The weather has been crazy this week. I know, it's just crazy. The Navage machine helped a lot, though. It just kind of rinses out all of the stuff. If you don't know what that is, I think I've explained it before. It is basically like this robotic neti pot. So you fill up the top part with warm water. You put the saline pot in it, and it pops it. And then there's this empty container at the bottom. You put it against your face, and there's like a spout for each of your nostrils, and you can change the direction depending on how you want it. And you just run it, and it like vacuums and then runs all of the stuff through your system. It's the best. It takes like 30 seconds. Does not rely on gravity at all. I use it all the time. Just because with age, I'm getting more prone to all of this stuff. So it's windy there. Yes. 74 degrees on Wednesday. Wow. Well, here's the other thing I was telling Carrie this morning. I was like, my family, or I personally, am super lucky with my most two recent trips. So Carrie and I went to Las Vegas to see Adele. The weather was lovely. You wore a long sleeve t-shirt, mainly just to keep the sun off your skin, but it was not cold at all. You didn't have to wear a jacket. I wore like a puffer blazer in the evenings, but it was wonderful. Well, we get back, and then it snowed in Las Vegas like 2 days after we got back, right? So I was like, oh, thank God it wasn't doing that when we were there. So this morning I looked and I saw that in Pasadena, in LA at the Hollywood sign. It snowed today at the Hollywood sign, and we were just there. We were in Hollywood on Sunday. We went to the Oscar Museum and kind of drove around, and the Peterson Car Museum as well. My eyes are itchy too, so pardon me if I plot myself. I mean, I look like I'm not feeling great, don't I? But it snowed in Hollywood today too. Like, I'm like, goodness. So maybe this is just, I'm just getting payback for it now. This is all of it. Let's just clear it out. I'm glad we're not doing our garage sale tomorrow like we originally had planned. We're doing it next Saturday. That's also part of what we have to do this weekend. So, like a hurricane, 70. Oh, did I say degrees? Sorry. Winds like a hurricane. The wind is crazy. I heard a few minutes of your shoes yesterday. Yesterday about Claire's smelly shoes. Yes. I took back today because I'm kind of worthless today. I've looked at the computer screen a little bit earlier today. My headache was so bad that I could kind of just barely look at it. And I probably burned a day's worth of calories just with the twitch of my right eyelid earlier today. I had my blue blocking glasses on. Sometimes I'll even get my polarized sunglasses out and sit like Jack Nicholson in the house with my Ray-Bans on looking at the computer screen. But so I was like, fuck it. Forgot to make a lunch for Claire this morning. And so went and grabbed her Jimmy John's and took it up to the school. And then while I was out, I went to a Famous Footwear and took back those other two other pairs of shoes that we decided not to keep. And got I think we spent like $400 yesterday on shoes. And of that, I got like $179 back. So I think that was a good deal. And it's close. And the lady was like, oh, that was fast. You're back already? I was like, well, she made a decision and she didn't like these two. So we'll see. Did you take Mason lunch too? No, I did not. Mason had lunch at school today. So the kids each get like 2 or 3 days a week that they can pick. They can do 5 days if they want, but they don't want to, that they can pick to have lunch at school. So our school caters in lunch. So Mondays is Chipotle tacos or Chipotle burritos, tacos, whatever. Tuesdays is a pasta thing from a local Italian restaurant. Wednesdays is Jason's Deli, which nobody likes. I hate Jason's Deli. I don't know. It boggles my mind that place is still in existence. I do not like it. The kids do not like it. Like, I just don't. But Jason's Deli is Wednesday. Thursday is Chick-fil-A. And Friday is pizza. I don't know where it comes from. I suspect it's like Little Caesars or something. Claire has chosen tacos on Monday, pasta on Tuesday, and Chick-fil-A on Thursdays. And then Mason has the pasta on Tuesdays. I mean, we have like a chart in the house to remember this. And it's only because we're this far into the school year that I haven't memorized. Tuesdays, he takes the pasta. And then Thursdays and Fridays, he does Chick-fil-A and pizza. And Claire just got burned out on the pizza. Especially since we usually order in pizza on Friday nights too. So he didn't need anything, so I just took it to her. And then I went to Famous Footwear, and then I stopped in at Taco Deli. I'll tell you what has helped me today. I did a little hit of caffeine. I almost said cocaine. I've never done cocaine in my life. I have no idea why I would have said I did a hit of cocaine. No, a little hit of caffeine. That's blowing my mind. That's the first thing that popped into my, like, I almost said that out loud. Um, the I went to Taco Deli. I eat there like 3 times a week. I get the exact same thing I get there. It's just like grilled chicken cubed up with a little cheese on it, and grilled onions and bell peppers. And I put some salsa on it. It's low points. It's like for 2 of them, it's like 7 points on Weight Watchers. It's delicious. I love it. It's very fresh. And I got an iced tea today to go with it. And the caffeine actually helped with my headache a little bit. So, yeah. Carrie will say, you should have taken some BC powder. Carrie is like, she carries BC powder with her. If you don't know what that is, BC powder is basically aspirin. That is aspirin powder. I don't know if is tablet form aspirin the OG, or is the powder the OG, and then they turn it into a pill. But anyway, BC powder, she gets it in little individual, they look like little like Crystal Light tube kind of things. And I think they add caffeine to it also. So it's aspirin and caffeine and a little bit of flavoring. She's always pushing that on me. I probably have like 10 of them in the house from all the times I'm with her. And she's like, just take this, just take this. Which, by the way, it is her birthday tomorrow. Carrie is, how old is she turning? Monica, how old are you now? Because Carrie is like 3 days older or younger than you. And so 77, 47? Does that 47 sound right? 46? I don't know the math on that. Whatever. Carrie's that old today. Carrie's 3 days younger than Monica. But yeah, so it's her birthday tomorrow. I'll be taking her a little gifty gift or something. 46. Thank you, Monica. I have trouble remembering how old I am. So I will be 49 in December. I always say how old I'm going to be, not how old I am. But I just turned 48 in December. And for some reason, since about 43, I really, really struggle to remember how old I am. And then that level of math just like blows my mind. So anyway, how do I not know? Because I don't remember how old I am. I know I just need to, as long as we both already, if in a specific year, if you've had your birthday and I have not yet had my birthday, I know that you're 2 years younger than me. I just don't have a milestone because I don't remember my own birthday. That's the problem. So anyway, but tomorrow is going to be a lot of garage sale prepping for next Saturday. Hopefully the weather is fine. We're just going room to room and grabbing shit that we don't want anymore, putting it in the garage. And right now, though, some of it's all over the house. Like at the top of our back staircase, you walk through it and it's like a obstacle course of lamps and stuff. It's going to be a big old gay garage sale. Let me just put it this way. We do not do garage sales wrong. I know there's an espresso machine in it. I actually may try to sell some stuff beforehand on here on Facebook, because some of it is just too expensive to sell on the faceplate or to sell at the garage sale. We got an espresso machine. We've got an air fryer. We've got an Instant Pot, because my mom gave me a new Mickey Mouse one, and I like that one better. So I'm keeping the Mickey Mouse one and selling the old Instant Pot, which still works beautifully, but selling that one. And then I think we may have like a panini press in the garage sale. I know we've got a ton of lamps. We've got some random art. And I use art. Some of it's posters. Some of it is actually art that somebody created. And what else do we have? A bunch of kids stuff, clothes, toys. I think I'm selling a bunch of my clothes too. I'm actually thinking about, have any of y'all sold stuff on Poshmark? I have a bunch of clothes that I don't want anymore, but I think that garage sale, I don't want to fuck with like consignment places, but Poshmark sounds easier to me. And there's some stuff like that. So Monica's like, ooh, lamps. Yeah. Eric is saying we may have a joint 50th birthday vacation somewhere next year. That sounds fun to me. I would love that very much. Next year is a fun year, is an interesting year, because so next week, by the way, is like the big week in the Koch household here. It is next week we celebrate Todd and my anniversary, and then Claire's birthday is the very next day. So that is a big celebratory week for us. And then we're finding out next week, we're starting to find out some of the school selections. The DISD acceptance letters for the magnet schools come on Wednesday next week, and then the private schools come the following week. So next 2 weeks is kind of like, oh. But what I was saying is next year is going to be interesting, because next year, Todd and I will celebrate our 25th anniversary together in February. February 28th of 2024 will be our 25th anniversary together, not our wedding anniversary, just our together anniversary. And then I will also turn 50 next year, in December of next year. So next year will mark the year that I have officially been with Todd for half of my life. And then after that, does the math work out where after that it's like I've officially been with him longer than I haven't? Like I've been alive with Todd longer than I haven't been alive with Todd. I haven't thought that through all the way, but I know next year is like the tipping point of those things. So Eric is asking, did they push up the notification dates for DISD? Yeah, they're now telling us it's March 1st. Originally, it was going to be the following week also, but they're now saying March 1st. We'll see. I don't have great hopes that it's going to come out on the day that they say it's going to do. My guess is it'll be the first few days of March, but we'll see. And yep, that's how math works. Thank you for that, Eric. From the math teacher. A little jerk at Monica's school said, I'm adding the jerk. She didn't say the jerk part, but that on her birthday on Wednesday, I think your birthday was Wednesday, that a little jerk said that you looked like you were 92 years old. Yes. Well, it's funny because we had I think it was on Tuesday, our 100th day of school, and the little kids, so everyone can dress up as if they're 100 years old, but it's mostly the smaller kids who do it. The older they get, you're just too cool for it. But it is hilarious to me what these kids think 100 looks like. But it's true. I mean, when I was 30, I thought 50 sounded like ancient. And now I'm 50 and I'm like looking at myself and I'm like, if this is what 50 looks like, I'm okay with it. I could maybe do a push-up or two, maybe walk a little bit more to get the heart health up a little bit better. But other than that, like physically, I'm very much okay with this. Health-wise, generally okay with it. I've got the arthritis. Like I've got a finger that's almost at a 90-degree angle now. I can't wear my wedding ring anymore. I may just move it to a different finger and just say that's my wedding ring. But or maybe I just buy a new one, a bigger one, more diamonds. We have more money now than we did when we got them. So, oh, that was terrible to say. But just like what we used to look at. But I can remember like in college, freshman orientation at college, there were seniors there that were like running the freshman orientation, and how big, like they just look like huge, like almost like Avatar, not Avatar the movie, but like Avatar-like characters where like their heads were really big to me, like Sims kind of thing, everything just seemed big. Now God forbid, on the SMU alumni board, and we're about to start doing the calls and texts and all of that to all of the newly admitted kids. So the kids who got acceptance letters, or not letters, I don't know if they even send letters anymore, but accepted to SMU. One of the committees that I'm on is we make calls and texts and show up to like these admitted student gatherings and such. And I can only imagine how old we look to them. So use a bread tie. You can twist it off and on. That sounds great, Monica. Yes, instead of a ring. I have seen a lot of guys doing those like latex rings, but I'm going to tell you something about that. And this is where maybe the conversation gets a little blue. Those, if you are a gay man of a certain age, because I don't know about if the youngsters still do this. I never did it, but I know plenty of people who did, including my late best friend, Brian, who died like 10 years ago, and I'm now speaking ill of the dead. But uh, those latex or silicone, rather, not latex, silicone wedding rings, they just look like tiny little cock rings. Like that used to be the big thing that everyone did, is this like ring that you put it around your junk, and somehow it made your junk stand up better. It made everything present better. It looked better in your pants. I will say I don't require such accoutrement for such things, but that's oh man, I blame it on the medication, but I'm not actually taking any decongestant right now. But anyway, so I think that's all I have for today. This is a short episode. Literally, I have like 4 things on my card today. Also, I don't have my custom cards. I ran out, and I just haven't gotten around to ordering them. But if you see or hear Carrie today or tomorrow, be sure to wish her a happy birthday. Monica, my sister, ew, yes, on the cock ring thing, yes. It was a thing. It's a thing. Just Google it. Hell, since I've mentioned it and you're watching right now, if I say cock ring a couple more times, maybe it'll start showing you. I assume that there's still a thing. I don't know. Maybe the youngsters are into new things. I wouldn't. No, I don't know. So Eric is saying, I'm a big fan of anniversary rings. I know I may adopt that fandom myself. I will not Google it, Monica say yes. It will mess up your search engine results, your ads, all of that. So all righty, well, let me look through the comments real quick and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Well, I guess that's it. So alrighty, well, it's Friday. So next week it's going to be here before we know it, unfortunately. What am I saying? Like, I just don't even feel like I know what I'm talking about right now. Oh, Michael is chiming in. This coming tax season, you can thank my Uncle Kirby for the LGBT married status tax codes in Oklahoma. I don't know anything. I don't know what that means, but thank you, Uncle Kirby, Kelly Kirby, for that. I assume that means that if you're filing taxes, here in Texas, we have no state income tax. So we don't have our file. We file with the IRS and that's it. Like there's nothing else. So, but good for him if he is pushing all of that kind of stuff. So, Sean says, I literally came into this when you were saying tiny little cock rings. You might need to rewind just a little bit on the replay and see, but yes. Alrighty, well, with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I love you. It's important to know you were loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. I will miss you between now and Monday, and I will see you then at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say, talk to you later. Bye.